What is up, YouTube? We are back recapping 330. Is this my official get back? I don't know. I don't think so, honestly, but there is a lot to discuss. But we have to do the whole card. We have to be diversified. We got to do everything. We can't leave anything out, honestly. There is so much emotion that goes into this card, honestly. So glad I almost ended up going to this card. I almost spent 1,500 round trip to go to this card. I am so glad I did not do that. That would have been such a mistake. Hold on, let's get into a freaking map real quick. We're doing Cinder Baton. That's what we're doing. First off, first fight. Make the Beck Oral by Jeremiah Wells. I don't even need to pull up my phone for this. We're gonna keep it so PG. We'll keep it so PG right now. Mick to Beck Oral by will never, ever be top 10. He'll sneak his way into a top 15. Yeah, he will. He will. I know he will. First off, he can barely take shots at 170. Got schooled by Rebecca, who doesn't even look like that great. Got flash sub by Jeremiah Wells. By Jeremiah Wells. It's not even good. It was a good sub. Why are you getting choked out by front? Was that like it was like guillotine? It was like I don't even think it was a high elbow guillotine. It was just like regular guillotine, standing guillotine. If it's crazy, make the bet. You'll be a good grappler. You might have some sneaky KOs here and there. You will not. Will not. Oh my gosh, you will not be that guy. You won't. So sad, because I thought Mick the Bet could have done it in lightweight. I thought he could have done welterweight. I'm not saying champ. I thought he could have just done it. Next fight, Neil Magny, Ramiz Brahimaj. I called that. Real stuff. Underdog pick. That did go my way, actually. Very concerning that Magny couldn't get up in the first round. Grappling seemed to be a pretty big issue initially. Ramiz gassed out so bad in the second round, though. And then that was Neil Magny all day. Neil Magny all day. I mean, I wouldn't even say that because like Ramiz still ended up. They had some decent scrambles here and there. Ramiz found his way back on top. Neil Magny eventually got out and reversed that. I forget how the sequence actually went down. And then wait, okay, never mind. And then boom, we were there. You know what I mean? So, Harvest 50. Wait. Oh, yeah, we'll do that one. We'll do that one. Wait, hold on. So if I'm doing that one, I gotta go over here then. Ah, so polluted with stuff on. No, we're going up here. We're going up here. Um, yeah, Ramiz Brahim. I was so glad I bet against him, which is so crazy because I kind of was. I wouldn't even say I was that high on him. I was decently high on him after the Vanderford win. You know, I was like, that's a pretty good win. You know what I mean? That just putting Vanderford away like that. I was like, yeah, he probably will sneak into the top 15. He lost in between that and then this Magny lost, and I was like, it's campaigning against Magny. Magny only loses to the best of the best. You know what I mean? He loses to Ian Carey. He loses Burns, when Burns was going on that crazy streak before the shoulder injury. Um, who else was he losing to? Morales, like Magny was only losing to the best of the best. You know what I mean? So that's why we did that. I'm so glad I doubled down on that. That was not an easy win to see, but we saw that win. Shout out Neil Magny at 39, 40, might even be 41 years old. He's still got it, bro. He is still one of the best. So shout out to him. He did it. Let's go. Um, yeah, I mean, what's even next? I know what's next. I don't want to think that this is actually next. Shut up. What is that? Wait a second. Is this actually the next fight? Oh gosh, yeah, it is. Lucas Fernando beats Rafael Tobias. I was barely watching the fight. I was on FaceTime. Rafael Tobias came out. He was looking like, oh yeah, I'm like this guy, like whatever. He was not that guy. Lucas Fernando might be watch list material. Takedown defense very sketchy still. Very sketchy. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, he's watch list, future champ, definitely future contender. I don't know. We'll see how I feel in the morning when I wake up Soiba. You know? When I wake up Soiba. However, what was Tobias doing, bro? Stagnant, in the pocket, just I wouldn't say basically being punching bag. He was moving around a lot, a decent amount to not be a punching bag, but at the same time, it just, no, bro. Fernando swinging spin kicks, they weren't landing. 1-2s down the pipe. Body shots were there. Knees? I think I saw some knees in there. Yeah, I think that's what finished him was the knee, actually. Body knee. Crazy. Tobias probably no bet list, honestly. If I got shown anything tonight, or at least on that. Probably not doing that, you know what I mean? So hold on, we're going back here. Hold on. I'm so emotional right now, you know what I mean? Next fight. Vicente Luque versus Tresean Gore. This is what I imagined Tresean Gore would be back in 2021, 2022. This. Because even though he had some moments where I thought at least he got stung, I thought he had a grappling weakness. He persevered. He came back. He did very well. I know Vicente Luque is not a natural middleweight. I know that. I understand that. However, Vicente Luque was not the biggest slouch in this fight, obviously. It's not the greatest one, but for what Tresean Gore is putting together quite a win streak right now. He might have one before this, if not what I'm recently remembering. Azamat Bakoyev. A year ago, this guy was like one of the biggest prospects in the sport. A year ago. At least if not middleweight. Then you take out Vicente Luque on a win streak at middleweight. What is this, bro? Where's the bet? It's over there. Oh my gosh. Tresean Gore, professional record does not look the best, but you know what? It's fine, guy. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. He's getting better. I've heard about this bubble distancing or whatever that he's learned from Cannonier. Clearly, that's been helping him. Um, because he wasn't that sad. If this was Trayshawn Gore as of a year ago, Luque probably would have found a win. He probably would have found a late finish. It probably would have been over. But no, Trayshawn Gore is turning the tide. Um, I don't know what his ceiling would be. Honestly, I really just don't know. I just like it's so tough to tell based off history, based off of middleweight in general, which is such a hard division to predict in general. But big win for Trayshawn Gore. Shout out to him, even though I got that one wrong. Honestly, we'll see what happens there. Dante Johnson defeating Eric McConaughey. Dante Johnson, please cut down to 170. Take your time, cut down to 170. Because 185, I'm sorry, these guys, they're way too big for you. McConaughey, and don't get me wrong, I used to talk a little bit of stuff on McConaughey. I used to say he is the bottom of the bottom. He is not the bottom of the bottom. He is middle bottom, which is not that bad, even though it is middleweight. I have like in the unranked, you got the worst of the worst. You have the middle bottom, and then you have the guys that are like could ever change in the rankings. McConaughey is in that middle bottom, if not like almost in that ever changing with the rankings. He is. I know. Yeah, he lost to Brundage. Whatever. Cool. I don't care. He was beating Susakayev before that finish. I think I had him 2-0. If not, it was a 1-1, but it was a very, very competitive 1-1 before that finish. So, say what you guys say. Oh, shoot. A Himalayan tar. Oh my gosh. Turn that one near me. Guy. Oh my gosh, I want that one. I want that one so bad. Um, so Mechanical's not as bad as I thought. Yet again, I'm using the year analogy. A year ago. Um, However, McConaughey was winning all the way up until he wasn't. Overhand, southpaw, it finally got him. But we need to remember, this is not... Wait, hold on. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I think I missed. I think I shot a little bit in front of it. Ah, I did. Um, McConaughey's no slouch. I'm at a weight. He's older, so I wouldn't say I'm not gonna feel confident being like, oh, he'll be back. He'll be better than ever, whatever. But oh. Wherever that went. But however, Deontay Johnson. No, it is just Dante Johnson. Why did I say Deontay, bro? I've been playing. Oh gosh. Um, Dante Johnson, go down to welterweight. I mean, even welterweight, I still am a little concerned, but middleweight, yes, they lack the skill. You might be able to chin them. If these guys get good, hey, you're gonna be in for a long night. It's gonna be a long night for you guy, honestly, because Eric McConaughey was kind of piecing him up. Um, I know some YouTubers, especially MMA guru, was talking about the footwork and the concerns there. Um, I don't know footwork that much, but like it did kind of look like when he tried to evade shots, it did not look that clean. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this. I don't think middleweight's a long term thing. I think welterweight. Hopefully, you can cut down, go there. I think Rogan asked him about it. I didn't pay attention when he answered it. Whatever. But hopefully, he goes there. And then on to the next fight. I actually kind of forgot about this fight. Oh my gosh, this fight made this card good actually. On some stuff. Maybe it's because I had money on Charles Johnson, whatever. The Charles Johnson sub in the third round against Chapolin, brother. This is why we love the sport. Yeah, we'll talk about the main event. We'll talk about all that. Whatever. We will. We will get to it. But, however, this was insane. Guy. I mean, what do I have to even say? You know what I mean? Like this first round was Chapolin, but then he had the eye poke and the illegal knee, 1.99. Second round, I gave the Chapolin. He had the knockdown. He had the knockdown. Johnson had a good end of the second round. It was obviously was not enough. Obviously, um, third round, Johnson realizes, hey, I gotta put the pedal to the metal. We're on it. We're going for it. Whatever, dude. He gets he gets him in the Scottish Twister. First off, honestly, this is just me being just unaware of freaking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I thought it was a Sulov stretch for first, and then I was like, wait, Sulov stretch is the one with the leg or whatever. I think, yeah, like a casual. Obviously, I'm one of the biggest casuals in the game the whole time. Then I was like, and then I watched back the replay after running outside and run back inside. Oh, inverted twister. No, it was not an inverted twister. It was a Scottish twister. Bro, mind blown. Charles Johnson, bro, he's got it. And then he did a shout out to Alan Alcimano. Really nice to see. I think he was the only fighter that did that. There might have been others that just maybe wasn't paying attention, but really nice of him to actually do that. That's a very, very sad thing. Don't even get me started with the Dana White and what he did and all that. Even though I imagine that was unintentional, but just Dana White just being a retard and just like should not be in the sport, should not be anymore. I respect what Dana White has done in the past, but he should not be in the sport. So, Charles Johnson be able to have that type of win and then do that at the same time, insane. We'll see what they do with him next. He just came off that Asu Almabayev loss. What was that, like a month ago? Month and a half ago? It's fairly recent, but at the same time, you came in on short notice. You saved the fight on the card. UFC, they kind of got a blessing in a way. In a way. I'm not saying just absolutely deserved, but like they can't just be like, oh, here's a prospect that's coming up. Yeah, fight him, whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? Let's be realistic about it. Next fight, Chidi Njokuani versus Joel Alvarez. I wasn't even watching the fight that much. I should have because like I was like half-ass watching it. I forget what I was in a crazy conversation with somebody about some shit. I was in some crazy and it might not have even been that crazy. At the time I thought it was crazy. Oh yeah, it's about some stupid stuff that happened in the past, whatever. It wasn't even that crazy, actually, now that I think about it. But like what I just like didn't understand first off because I was watching the fight a little bit. I was not watching. I was not like full detail into it. So Joel Alvarez and Chidi and Chikwani, they were on the inside foot the whole time. They were right in the pocket, right in the pocket, which is so wild. I really did not think that was gonna happen. I don't know, it's because like they both were like, okay, they're 6'4", 6'3", whatever. That they're just like gonna do that. I just did not think that that was gonna happen. Um, they were throwing volume. It wasn't. It's like one of those weird fights when like they're in the pocket, but like they're both just like kind of going tit for tat. Like it was like weird. See, like those are like the weird fights that you just like want to hate on, but like, you kind of can't because they're kind of like right there. Um, Joel Alvarez lost. I was half-assed watching it. I thought Joel Alvarez got 29-28. Two of them put. Okay, how does that not hit anything, guy? How how does that not hit anything? That is insane. Look at that thing though. Yeah, I mean 93% poly market. Yes, it's poly market, whatever, I get it. Like whatever with poly market, whatever with Kalshi, but at the same time I saw that at the end, I'm like, wait, what? Like was it really that bad? Was I missing something? Was I not really watching it as much as I kind of thought I was half-assing it? So that was such a weird thing. So I guess shout out to Chidi and Chikawani. And this kind of just proves that Joe Alvarez is a weight bully. All of his successes came from lightweight, and he didn't even do that well because Demir Ismagulov and Arman Sarukian destroyed him. So whatever. I don't even care about that. Oh, next fight. Okay, this is a good one. Also, again, um, Esteban Ribovic versus Edson Barbosa. Never been that big of a Barbosa fan because I came to the sport pretty late. That was a sad retirement though, just the way he went out. Esteban Ribovic, pace again. No defense, which kind of worries me. Grappling wasn't tested, so like, I mean, dude, I am such a Esteban Ribovic fan, and gosh, he is so freaking fun to watch. But that was, I would like, I wouldn't say that was not a tough watch, obviously. But like, oh, actually, Edson Shim was a tough watch. I saw that at the end of the round. I'm literally watching a horror movie. I'm literally nine fingers deep in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't watch. I couldn't see that. I didn't want to see that. I don't watch the sport for the violence like that. Like I watch it to see the technical side, even though I can't even comprehend it. Like it's just like it's different. Esteban Ribovic is back in a way. He has a lot to prove still, honestly. I think this is a great comeback win after the Gamrot mauling. Um, it just put the pace on him, man. Put the pace. He cut him open, swelled up his right eye pretty early into the fight. Knees were there. They weren't landing that clean. I think the one did, and like Edson ate it pretty well. But like, dude, like, did, did. Esteban Ribovic is kind of that guy. He's kind of the guy. I hope he improves and becomes more well-rounded. I would love to see a guy like that get to a title fight. Would love to see it. He is just so game every single time, and it's so awesome to watch. But he ended up winning, man, and good for him. Standing TKO. I thought he stunned him at the end of the first round twice. You could argue it might have been Edson tripped after kind of getting hit, and then against the fence. He kind of like dropped down. It was weird. I don't know. Um, wait, wait a second. But no, fantastic one from Esteban Ribovic. Um, not top 15 again. One more. If you get a win after that, then top 15 fight. Oh gosh, this freaking fight. Let's talk about this. This is when we get mad. This is when we get really mad, actually. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dustin Solstice, man. This dude is on no bet list after today, bro. Unless they give him an Ozzy Diaz. And even then, it's like, oh, I'm not putting that much money on you. You know what I mean? Ruined all my parlays. Mictabek did too as well. I can't just blame Abdul Malik. Mictabek, Orobai, and him just like are the reason why you should never, ever, 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 ever put serious money in UFC. Just like never. Retarded. Don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't do it. Dude, Mansour Abdul Malik was defenseless. Um, Not even the best grappling as a former D1 wrestler at University of Maryland. Like, the Amish dude was getting you down. The German, what, like Pennsylvanian Dutch dude from Lancaster is getting you down multiple times. I'm sorry. This one actually really made me mad. No, don't get me wrong. I'll moan, I'll complain, I'll like whatever. But I literally stormed out. I threw my headset down and stormed out after this fight. I just could not believe it. Quit the sport, brother. It's not worth it. At best, you might crack top 15 if you just like get a lot of favorable opponents and land KOs. If Dustin Solstice at a weight disadvantage is getting you down like that and controlling you and putting you out like that, we got a problem. Please prove me wrong. Honestly, I would love to. I love to eat my words when it comes to stuff like this. That one hurt though. That one hurt a lot. Never should be a favorable, like that much of a favorite again. I don't care who the opponent is. Yes, do I think he can win fights in the UFC? I do think he can. He will never, ever, ever be a ranked opponent until I mean, there's just like so much that went wrong. And I took another chance on him after what was his last fight that actually was pretty bad that like everybody like wrote him off. And I'm still like, no, but like he still has Dustin Solstice, even though Dustin Solstice is kind of like tricky, whatever. No, no. What was that? I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Whatever. Next fight, another one that I ate my words on. Jalen Turner, Cowboy Fernandez. This one I actually don't mind though, because like I actually do love Jalen Turner in a way. I did go against Jalen Turner. That is real. That is 100% real. I did go against him. Um, Dude, Cowboy Fernandez. I mean, like as soon as the fight started, I'm like, oh yeah, Jalen Turner is southpaw. How's he gonna get these leg kicks off like that? He landed a really good leg kick with the lead leg right away. I was like, oh, he might actually have a game plan here, whatever. Jalen Turner said, no, I'm blitzing him down, whatever. So Jalen Turner, shout out to him. Shout out to Jalen Turner, honestly, because even though he lost me my money, never trusted Cowboy Fernandez. I wouldn't say that either, but like I just like it's gonna be very hard to trust Cowboy Fernandez. Um, Jalen Turner blitzed him down, put him away. Shout to Jalen Turner. He's back, and he's on. You could argue he's better than ever. You could argue that. Um, yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was a tough loss. A little different than the Abdul Malik loss though, because Abdul Malik, yes, I had him in parlays, I had him whatever, whatever, yeah, whatever. Actually, no, Jalen Turner, I didn't even bet, but I was so happy to see him win because his comeback, his story is so incredible. It's awesome. Abdul Malik, it's just like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Yes, I'm sitting in my chair judging you. That is happening. Whatever. Um, sick. I'm sick to my stomach though. But at the same time, I'm so happy for Jalen Turner, honestly, even though I lost money there. That's one of those where it's like, hey, that was a 50-50 in my opinion. And I saw Jalen Turner came out of Southpaw. I'm like, oh yeah, he's Southpaw, so I knew it was gonna be tough. I just didn't think Cowboy Fernandez was gonna go down that easily. But that also, that's where you got to give Jalen Turner props, man. That's where you got to be like, okay, he's that good. It's a goat. Somebody get that goat. Also, blue sheep. I don't care. I already got that. Next fight, co-main event. Barely paying attention. I'll be honest. But Robertson put up a little bit better of a fight than I thought she was. I will admit that. I will say that. A lot of people are talking on it. Like I said, Dern is the biggest paper champ I've ever seen in my life. Ever seen in my life, guy. I mean, she is. I mean, and this sucks too because I thought Virna was like that. But Virna's last loss really proves she is not like that. Fatima Klein, even a Zhang Wei Li, please come back and save this division. Please. Who else? I think there's another strawweight I'm missing. There's another one. Um. Oh, there's another one. There's another strawweight that might be able to recapture the belt or like just take the belt away from Dern. Nobody really cares. I mean, Dern was kind of going for it in a way. It's just like, no, bro. It's just not it. Strawweight needs to get back. Fatima McCline, please save us because we're all suffering because of this. Zhang Wei Li, stop being inactive. Valentina Shevchenko, I know you can't make strawweight. Stop being inactive. Please fight. Natalia Silva was in the crowd. I was hoping I was going to get a Natalia Silva announcement. I know everyone hates her. I love her. I wish she would wife me up. I wish she would cook me eggs, but at the same time also fight and just be a world champion. I wish that would happen. We all have dreams. We all have motives. You know what I mean? On to the last fight. The last fight. Islam Makhachev versus Ian Gary. There was so much legacy on the line for both these guys, man. This was a big matchup. I knew it was going to be boring. It was boring. Striking exchanges were basically non-existent. Ian Gary landed some decent body kicks. Islam did land a nasty head kick off a combination in the second round that hit Gary across the jaw. That was nasty. Um, I have 48-47 Islam. Um, oh shoot. We're going all the way up here. Okay. Whatever. I'm gonna make this quick, obviously. But yes, I had a 48-47 Islam. I've had to defend Islam a lot in the past 3 hours because there's people, that are like, oh, whatever, boring, whatever. Yeah, dude, I get he is very boring at welterweight. I can't blame him. Welterweight is not the same division as it was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Not even like 2 years ago, welterweight was not like this outside of Shavkat. We don't have Shavkat anymore. I'm assuming we don't have Shavkat anymore. You got Ian Gary, who, don't get me wrong, insufferable. He is horrible on the mic, but he is very technically gifted. He uses his range very well. You have Protest, who, don't get me wrong, I do think Islam beats Protest way easier than Ian Gary. But Protez, insane power, very versatile with his striking. Also another long and tall, rangy fighter. And then you got Morales. I do think, especially, I mean, I was thinking this before this. I especially think this now. Morales beats Islam. There's no way. I wouldn't say no. I almost said there's no way that Islam fucking wins. Islam can obviously win. Morales, I would favor probably a 60 to 40, a 65 to 35 after this. Because Ian Gary didn't do much and he still caused damage on the face. I just don't think that Morales. I mean, we don't. We also don't know what Morales looks like on bottom guard. We don't know what he looks like that. But, and so like that's like the big question mark. Um, he's just so massive, so powerful. Like that's the thing. Ian Gary's not that powerful. Ian Gary had a decent game plan tonight, was not able to execute it. Um, and man, Islam breaks the streak. I think he broke it. I said if he finished Ian Gary, he's definitely above GSP. He did not finish Ian Gary, and it was not that impressive. He did not surpass GSP on my GOAT list. He is a close third. If he wins another one, even if it's against Protez, I'd probably give it to him. Even if it's some boring like the JDM and the Gary fight. But I thought he had to dig deep this one. He did. It wasn't fun. I'm an Islam hater. I am. Like, I really am. But, like, he had to dig deep, and he found it. The trips were nasty. Like, people are just neglecting the trips. They're just going, oh, what do you do outside the head kick? Yeah, yeah, I get it. Whatever. I get it. I get it. The trips were nasty. He was able to hold Ian Gary down, which is a tough task. He's still up a weight class. He's not a natural 170er. He is a 155er. If there's a 165 division, I don't think anyone beats him, honestly. But after this fight, I do think that there are a lot of problems that happen. I don't think Protez is that guy. I'm sorry. I really do think that he runs through Protez. The grappling is just going to be too much. If he's doing that to Ian Gary, brother, Protez is going to be in the world of hurt. Morales, I think Morales beats him. I think Morales does beat him. If I'm Islam, I do the Protez fight. I make it look easy. I make it look boring. I call it a career after that. 2 defenses up a weight class. You have some people calling you the GOAT. It won't be me. You'll be above GSP. If we're not including steroids. Well, actually, even then, Islam did pop for steroids back then. I know it was like an Adderall alternative or whatever. I don't care. Like, he did technically pop. But, like, if we're not including steroids, or no, including steroids, he's number 2. If he were to beat Protez. If he were to beat Morales and it'd be that crazy, even though I don't think Morales is getting it next, I mean, he's probably to go, honestly. I just think Morales is his trickiest fight. I think Ian Gary's a trickier fight than Protez, so, in a way. He's just very technically sound. Some people are calling for the rematch. I don't like that. Ian Gary's not like that, guys. Like, why do we want that? We don't want that. Let's see him face new up-and-coming contenders, new challenges. That's the way to do it. But yeah, Islam close. He's a close third, very close third to second place on the GOAT list. behind GSP, even though the lack of title defenses. It's just, he's winning. Obviously, you can't dispute that. It's just like I think we're going up here and we're suspecting, oh, he's gonna go to welterweight. He's gonna run through these people like he did a lightweight. He can't do it. It's not like that. Welterweight's gotten so stacked. Even JDM's not even that good anymore, which is so sad to say. JDM just got pieced by Protez, but like Islam is just like he's got his work cut out for him. But he's winning. He's winning, so you have to give it to him. Like I said, I'm not an Islam guy, but you have to give it to him in a way. Um, and then one last notion, we got to talk 333 was announced tonight. Abu Dhabi, they got some bangers. They got Volk, Evloev, Insane, and then Marab Petryan the third. Let's go. Volkov is getting absolutely messed up, bro. They're making him fight Kuniev. What? Bro. It's it. Dana White or someone needs to be investigated. Oh, we're gonna take care of you. We're gonna take care of you. And then what do you make Volkov do? You make him fight. Was it? It wasn't Pavlovich. I think Pavlovich was before that. But who was it? Who did Volkov had to fight that he won against? Was it Blades? No, it wasn't Blades. Who was it? Oh my gosh. But like, dude, Volkov is just getting robbed, man. I get it. He's not a fun fighter. I get it. It's like all this and the above. But like, dude, like, oh my gosh. That's a big foy. But the fight Kuniev on Abu Dhabi. This is what I mean, though. You cannot sit here and say Dagestanis, Muslims do not have a bias, bro. You cannot. I blood. Um, that's crazy, bro. I mean, it's not even like the Muslim bias thing. It's just like this dude should be waiting out for another title shot. Oh, he just fought WCA. Waldo Cortez Acosta, who was coming off a generational run. That's what it was. That is absolutely what just happened. That is ridiculous. Maybe Volkov wants to be active, and I hope that's the case because, like, one, absolute respect. Two, it's just like, that is crazy. Crazy, man. What else was on that card? Pico Zalal, I think I saw. Um, what else was on that card? There was another one. Um, it was a 15 verse unranked. Abdul Rahman Yakayev on that card against Krylov. Big one. That is a big one. That was on the prelims. I think it showed initially. That's a big one though. I like that a lot, honestly, because Yakayev, he does deserve it. He does deserve the ranked opponent. I hope they still gradually build him. I hope after if obviously you can't ever assume anything nowadays. If he were to beat Krylov, I'd hope they shoot for like 11 to 13 after that. Like build him slowly. Even though he's running through people, like, and it's light heavyweight, you wanna take your time there. But big card that they announced there, and then we also have a Brady and Bonfim announcement for Meta Apex main event. That's going down. That will be going down November 7th. That's a good fight. I'm not gonna tell my prediction now, but I'm kind of I kind of have an idea of who I'm picking, and I'm starting to become confident in it as of right now. But I also was pretty confident in Gary. Thankfully, I switched to Islam last second again. I did that twice in a row now, a welterweight. Obviously, with the JDM, I was a lot more confident in JDM all the way up until 2 weeks from the lead up, and I fell into the Islam thing because of the lighter man scale, and then I literally switched my pick to Islam because of how much respect Ian Gary and how I almost said it, how much dumb stuff that Ian Gary was saying and doing at the press conference. I'm like, this dude respects Islam too much. Yes, you have to respect him as a fighter. Yes, you have to train for him. I get that. He respected Islam way too much. Almost to the point it's like, oh, who cares if he freaking loses? You know what I mean? Like, it's just. I blew it. Oh, he's going down. Okay. Um, Crazy. I mean, I just think I'm shocked. A lot of mixed emotions from this card, honestly. Like, where do we go next? You know what I mean? Like I said, Ian Gary does not crack the list of all-time GOATs, obviously. Islam Makhachev doesn't move his ranking, but he gets closer. He does. A defense in another division, even though it's boring, even though it's whatever, it gets him closer. But he's gonna. If I were him, I would make sure that Protez gets that next title shot, and I'm just grappling Protez. I'm submitting him. I'm getting an easy statement, and now I'm retiring. You don't want to see Morales. You might not even want to see Bonfim. We'll see what Bonfim looks after this Brady fight. That's a massive test. Um, you don't want to see those guys, though, in my opinion. You don't want to see. You might not even want to see Gary in a rematch. You might not. Honestly, we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, we have to give kudos to Islam. He did it. He persevered. He came back. Decent game plan. Um, on the feet, I had nothing for him. Absolutely had nothing. Ian Gary was in his face. Actually, had nothing. But fantastic trips. Um, did what he had to do, and that's how we got the win. So, not we. I would never claim that, and I would never claim Ian Gary's side either. But that's how they got the win. So, number two all time, still GSP. Close third, Islam, Ian Gary outside the rankings with the chair. Obviously, you know how that goes. And we're done. Goodbye.